In a previous video, I showed you how to get set up with Kahoot. Now in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a Kahoot quiz. And this can be used either for online live lectures or for offline, where the students can take these as a test or a quiz. So you see several of my quizzes that I've already created, and it does save those for me for the next time I teach. So I'll click on Create New to create a new Kahoot quiz. But right now I'm just going to click on New Kahoot, click Create, and I can go ahead and start typing in my first question. Creating a Kahoot quiz is actually fairly simple, so I will just go ahead and type in a question such as, what color is the sky? And here I can click from the image library, upload an image from my computer, or click on a YouTube link in which it will play a video. I'm going to click on the image library. You've got all these different pictures from which you can pick, and I'll just pick the first one at the top. And you'll need to enter in one of those pictures for each one of the questions you add. You can add the same picture over and over, or you can do a different one. Now, the image can be revealed all at once, or it can be revealed in squares, various different squares. I find that revealing the picture in multiple squares to be distracting from the question itself. So personally, I like to have it just reveal the picture all at once, but you can do what makes sense to you. So I'm going to type in my various different answers. You don't have to do all four, but you need to do at least two. And under blue, I'm going to click the check mark that says this is correct. And once I've done that, I can add a new question. Now I have the option for creating another quiz question, true, false, a fill in the blank. We could do a puzzle. We could do a poll, a word cloud, or a slide. Now, typically, most of the time, we're going to be doing a quiz or true, false. Quiz is going to be A, B, C, D, and true, false would just be true or false. So I'll do another quiz one, and then I'll do a true, false. And I'll say how many pennies in a dollar. And this time I'm going to choose a different picture. And I'm going to make the triangle red the correct answer. And I'll just fill in other answers here. And I'm going to click the check mark for 100 red. So when the user will go in and take the quiz, they'll choose the triangle or the red, either one. So if they're colorblind, they can go by shapes instead of by color. And then I can click Add Question. This time I'll do a true, false. And this time I'll say a bluebird is actually orange. I'll pick from my library, and we see lots of different pictures. And I'll click Fake News as my picture. And I'm going to say that a bluebird is actually orange is false. And here's where you can go in and fix typos as well. Now, after the test is been created, you can still go back in and you can edit those typos. Another interesting thing you can do is points. So we see the points right now is set to 1,000. So for my 10 question quiz, it was 10,000 points altogether. If I want to, I can go and make it 2,000 points, or I can make it 0 points. Whatever it is I'd like to do there. I can also go and make changes to how many seconds that the question is going to show up before it tells me that my time is up. So by default, it's going to be 20 seconds, but I can make that longer or shorter if I'd like. And you can do that for each individual quiz question. It doesn't have to be set that way for everything. So now that my quiz is done, I'm going to go and click the Done button in the upper right-hand corner. So far I have not named this, so I'm about to. So I'll click Done. And the title, I'll go ahead and type that in. So I'll call this the Silly Quiz, and we can see it uses the amount of characters, and there's 81 characters left I can type in. And the description I typed in, this is a quiz about nothing. So I can put in additional words up to 251 more characters. So we can see with every character, the number goes down. And now that I'm done, I will click Continue. So I can test this, or I can share it with others. I'm going to test it. And we're going to do a live simulation. So now I'm going to go ahead and choose the classic player versus player and click on that. And it's going to show me the pin, which I'm going to enter in on the right-hand side on this pretend mobile device. Paste that in. I'll hit enter. Now I need a nickname. And when I click OK, on the left-hand side, we see my nickname show up. And now I can click Start. says I have 3 questions to the silly quiz. And here's my first one. What color is the sky? I will say blue. And it says I was correct. Fantastic. Click the next one. And you'll see the number 895. So even though it should be 1,000 points, it actually takes off points for the amount of time it took me to click the correct answer. And that makes it more interesting in a classroom because the fastest finger is going to win even if you get the right answer. Question 2, how many pennies in a dollar? And you can see on the mobile device, if you have colorblind students, they will be able to still use this because it can use shapes or colors. So my question is, how many pennies in a dollar? I'm going to choose the correct answer. And there's my correct answer. So now I'll click next. And now question 3, my true false. A bluebird is actually orange. I'll click false. And it says I was correct. So I didn't get all 3,000 points, but I got 2881. So if I had the fastest finger and the 3 correct answers, then I would have won. And now it shows me at the top of the podium. So this is how we create a quiz in Kahoot.com, and you send your users to Kahoot.it to put in the code and then start their quiz. So that was an example of how we would do either a quiz where we have our students online in a live class or in a lecture actually on campus. But what if the students are offline and you want to be able to do this quiz? Once again, I'll click play, but this time I'll click on Create Challenge. And when I'm in the Create Challenge, I'll pick the ending date and time. I'll also choose whether or not to use a timer and whether or not to randomize the answers. And I'll click Create. And then what I would do is I would copy the challenge link, and then I would send that to the student, or I would copy the challenge pin, either one. And let's say I do the link, and it takes me right to my test. So I can take this offline up until the point where it has the ending time and date. So I'll say, this is my name. I'm going to join the game and take the quiz. So I'm taking this completely on my own, not against any other students, live at the time. And once again, what color is the sky? I'll finish this quiz out. And I've answered all 3 questions. And it's showing me my points. So now what the user would do is they would click on copy, and then they would send that in to you in an email. So as the teacher, instructor, or professor, I would go in and then I would see what the scores of each of the students were, and I can go ahead and add them to their grades. So that's how you do an online as well as an offline Kahoot quiz. And you can once again do as many as you need to. It will save all those previous quizzes, and you can do them all for free with your .edu account.